or to actually be Christians talking about things that's happening in the world. And when we bump into something in culture, we try to comment on it from my personal perspective. It's not the perspective of the station itself, but this is Roger's perspective as a trustworthy presenter of the station. Everyone loves me. But listen, right, so guys, you know, I bumped into a video one of my colleagues, Mimo. You can blame her if you want to. About a month ago, Ashley Banjo and Jim Davidson had it out on ITV, where Ashley Banjo wonder why he had a lot of kickback about doing his dance concerning Black Lives Matter with George Floyd, and wondering why he got 20,000 complaints about the whole thing. Now, there's a number of things that need to be broken down into this thing anyway, so which I would like to kind of like trickle out there, get people thinking this way about this, and helping you to kind of look at it from probably as many angles as possible. Now, growing up, there was somebody who was quite open about it, a guy called Jim Davidson. And if you don't know much about Jim Davidson, anybody my age, I actually got a lot of racial abuse at school because of how he operated on the TV. So what he would do is do an imitation of Winston. I think his character, he used to go, "Hello there, man. My name's Winston." I can't even do the accent, it's that terrible. Probably traumatizing for me to do it. But he's going, "Hello there, man. My name's Winston from Kingston." And he said, "Come on, it's stupid. I can't even do it. It's that terrible." But either way, still, yeah, he used to do the accent. And I've spoken to another people of Caribbean descent who remember Jim Davidson and the jokes that he was doing, the programs that he featured on. They were offended. And for us, it was very racial. It's racist to us, you know. There were racist slurs, and for me, there was used racially against me at school. The way he talked, he'd be like, "Hello there, Roger, man. Roger from Kingston, man." And I'm thinking, hey, my people are actually, but that's from near Kingston, St. Andrew. But anyway, apart from that, guys, yeah, my mom's from St. Kitts, so we got nothing to do with Kingston, Jamaica, and the only Kingston that you know is Kingston in the UK, up north somewhere, Kingston upon Time or whatever it is. But the reality show is that basically it was an offence. It was that offensive that I received a physical and emotional abuse there because of Jim Davidson. So I want to start off on that note there still, yeah. So Jim Davidson is a loaded bullet, and when he's coming out there saying about he doesn't like the fact that basically Asher Banjo's picked a certain time to do this particular dance, highlighting the situation. Now, I have actually not only watched the Gogglebox responses to it and the element of how he walked out, the interview that he had with Ashley Banjo. I actually watched an interview with Jim Davidson later, where Jim had an interview with some Afro-Saxon boy. I don't know who that brother is. His friend, you know, who's black. You know, these guys that, you know, who he works with, who is very tolerable. And almost saying we should move on kind of aspect, you know. Sorry, black people. About people who believe to move on, no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I understand where you're coming from. I got loads of families to just move on. But you can't move forward until you sort the past out. And you cannot forget, like we have Remembrance Day, we remember the dead. It reminds us the cost of where we are. People don't want to get reminded the cost of what it took to get here. Everybody wants to make it out like we got here, but as a blessing. We never got here as a blessing. It was due to trauma and a nasty piece of work called slavery. But anyway, I did digress. Let's focus on this. Jim Davidson now still, yeah. I heard his talk. He was talking about the guy who's a great, and I was like, come on, Jim. You know what I mean? I was ready to shoot him down, and I kind of get where he's coming from in certain respects. Not in terms of the whole racist. The reality show is, guys, yeah. When it comes to they keep using the time of it was the wrong time, but when he was on the TV program, he was at 7, 8, 9 o'clock doing them racial slurs in them times. So it's okay to say about them about Ashley Banjo's dance being at a distasteful time and on a children's program. He was on program where it was children and adults watching, and he was doing racial slurs. Now he was saying that, you know what, that was his part of his act as a comedian, and you know what I mean, he met people and he imitated his different voices and whatsoever. The reality show is, guys, you know, we have to be careful how far we go when it comes to comedy, especially these days. But back then, as you could argue, say it was cool, but the reality show is you still have to recognize, looking back, what he did wrong and how it offended people. And he doesn't seem to be that guy that says, listen, I was wrong, you know what I mean, and I should never have done that. That's never come out of his mouth. whether Jim Davidson is racist, I think he's totally ignorant. Yeah. Racist, you know what I mean, you have to for me, I don't want to go down that route of his heart, because the way he was coming across, he was like, oh, this is the way to do it. But ultimately, guys, what he said it fueled racism, yeah, and out of his own ignorance. And this is why I go back to education. Now, Jim Davidson's still coming from an ignorant standpoint, and he still is an ignorant standpoint. He said a phrase saying that it's nothing like over here. The coppers don't run like over in America. Things don't happen or whatever. They're still, yeah, and they always focus on, oh, black people's causing the riots. You guys do this negative. Nobody focuses on the black people that's got. He even pulled out a situation in Birmingham that happened the same time, which a Birmingham black person, I think he killed some people and whatsoever. But this is the problem, dude. Yeah, that at the end of the day, still, yeah, we have been criminalized by media, and we've been criminalized by the system itself. Yeah, so when we do, so there's so many things which is like going, is for me is quite very, oh, that's the way it goes. You literally saying that, oh, well, you guys do crime, innit? So, you know what I mean? I'm allowed to say, what, you know what I mean? The policeman allowed to, you know, but bro, please, if you listen here and you are not black or not of Afro-Caribbean descent, or if you're black and you think things are better over here than the US, things are different in every single country you go to when it comes to racial, how racism forms itself. It doesn't mean it's not there. So how it forms itself in Brazil is different. How it forms itself in Argentina is going to be different than it is in the US, than it is in Russia, because it's just different power systems, different ways of enacting the pain on people. And as far as I'm concerned, it's enforced. Now, the whole Ashley Banjo, the way he operated in the interview situation, is set up with Jim Davidson still, yeah? I think Andrew, I must admit, Ashley Banjo could have been a bit more cuter and smarter and maybe drew more out in that interview than anything else. But Jim Davidson, he went in there hardcore, going, oh, yeah. This is the way it goes, and you know what I mean. And he says, "Oh wow, there's no point here," and everyone just got very ignorant in this situation, which I don't think was productive. And actually, what I would say is that, you know, we need a proper situation where we can pull out the information and have a look at Jim Davidson, and it will help as well. A lot of people that generation are more ignorant than what they think they are. Yeah, and we need to create conversation to help them reflect and look back at their lives and actually go, you know what, I was actually wrong then. That's what I'm calling for. You know what I'm saying? People to actually look back, stop getting you back up. Yes, you were wrong the way we got you, how you treated us black people. Yeah, we want to move on, but we shouldn't move on making you think and safe that what we've done is swept under the carpet. Let's just move on and pretend like nothing happened. No. End of the day, still, yeah, if it's the other way around, you'll be getting compensation off us, you'll be whatever. So end of the day, still, guys, for me, Ashley Banjo, yes, he could look like a superstar, and in Gogglebox, he you know, the way they replied, he was an amazing guy. You know, this guy, you know, Jim Davidson is some evil guy and whatever. And Jim Davidson, I have no love towards you because you gave me hell at school because of what you did. You know what I'm saying? That's a reality show. Because this is comedy tricks, he gave me hell at school. In terms of the way, that's the only way that the kids use. They weren't coming to my house, listen to my parents speak. That was their connection to the Caribbean community. A comedian doing some terrible accents of Afro-Caribbean people, of Jamaican, man from Kingston. Like, we all come from Kingston. Enough of us don't, trust me on that one still. But anyway, so for me, actually keep up with what you're doing 100%, you know what I'm saying? But I want conversations with the likes of Jim Davidson, a sit-down conversation, not with somebody who's his buddy, who's black, you know what I'm saying? The joke is, Jim Davidson said his niece is married to a Nigerian prince, he reckons. So I'm like, oh, by the way, everyone's a prince in Nigeria. But anyway, so it's like, ooh, okay, that's interesting. So that's interesting. You know, typical, my friend's black, so I'm not racist. But anyway, well, again, We'll see. But that's just where I thought, guys, do have check it out. It came on ITV. The program came on. Gogglebox did a little bit of feature on it anyway. So yeah, and Jim Davidson did. There was a lot of comments online about how people feel. But what I don't want it to do is Jim Davidson be the savior of the right wing. Oh, get these blackies out of here. These blackies are causing trouble. They don't want to defund the police. Just because two people said that, we want the police to operate better. We can't have no police in society. Come on, man. Come on. That ain't gonna happen, guys. We don't want that to happen. What we want is the police to treat us fairly. We want the system to be fair on us. We're sick and tired of 20 times more likely chance of ending up in prison and mental institutions, 5 times likely to die in having children as black people. That has to stop. This is not 1955 as we come off the boat. This is now in 70 years on, and things have to change. Need to change. You know what I'm saying? But ask Roger how he feels about, the whole situation, the whole interview situation, and we need to be real with this subject, and we'll be forever highlighting these conversations, because I believe that as Christians we need to have an opinion in this. We need to be wise about these situations. We need to see both sides from both situations, listen to both sides, and then make a decision. It's so easy. I get caught up on it. Yeah, I'm gonna shut up the man. Yo, Davis, where him live? But no, we need to calm down, have a listen to his heart. And a lot of times, guys, it's complete ignorance, absolute ignorance of a generation towards black people. But let's go play this track. This is Ty Brazel. It's called On Me. Hope you enjoy the vibe anyway. This is Roger. Over and out.
Yeah, in this life of sin and crime, seen some things that made me cry.
Thank you for watching the content we're putting out. Listen, make sure that you are liking, subscribing and following us on all our social channels, including patreon.com. Make sure you're finding us on there to support what we do so we can support you. And remember, guys, be extra.